So budgeting and accounting is good, but very cumbersome to many people. Laymen cannot just understand it. So before you know, it's the money finishes and then new things shows up and then you have to spend. The month has ended and the middle of the month you have finished the money and all that. So how do people keep simple accounting for their expenditure and income so that they can have financial balance and financial accounting for the month?
Okay, so you see that question is from a place of laziness. All right. Oh, accounting is so confusing. Okay, they have books, Accounting for Dummies. Go and buy it. You will understand. But you know what? You don't even need any major accounting. What do you need? How much do you earn? 100,000 naira. Write it down. How much do I need? Transportation to work. How many days of the week, of a month, do I go to work? 22 days. How much is transportation to work and back? Calculate it. This is my transport cost. Do I eat lunch at work every day? Yes. Okay. How much do I need for lunch every day? 1,000 naira times 22 days. You calculate what it is. But if your salary is 100,000, can you afford 1,000 naira for lunch every day? There will be no pot of soup in your house. No. Let's. You see, all you need to do is sit down and evaluate your life. Write all the markers down. When you've done all that, deduct it from, don't forget to deduct your title. It's an investment. Because people forget, it's a divine investment. So put it down in your cost. In fact, it should be the first thing that you put there. So you're working on 90. When you put it all down, you will know what is left. If at the end you have 22,000 left, then you can decide what percentage of my income do I want to go into my investment account every month. 5,000, 10,000, it's your call. Make the call and put it there. And then you set up a direct debit to make sure that money goes. Now, when your friend comes and says, oh, my friend is getting married, we went to university together, very good. She chose Asoebi, everything together comes to 30,000 naira. Who did they invite? It's you. Did they invite Asoebi to the wedding? So, you know what? The thing is, if you don't plan, you remember that scripture. Who is it that will plan to build a house who does not first count the cost? When you have done that simple accounting, when they ask you, you don't even have to think twice. You can already say to your friend, I love you, I want to support you, I will be at the wedding, but I cannot afford it. I'm not buying, but I will be at the wedding. And you see, the thing is, why do people put themselves under pressure to do it? You want to impress other people. The day you are naked because of poverty, those people will not remember you. So do not suffer yourself for people that they're momentary in their appreciation. If you plan for yourself, the day you become wealthy because you are more organized than them, they will all beg to be your friends. Don't deceive yourself. You know, when I started my business, sir, for 4 years, I didn't have a car. I was doing good business. By the time I bought my first car, I was in 1994, 93. I started in 89. By 93, which was my 4th year, I was already doing a turnover of 150 million naira in 1994. No, don't clap. We waste time with clapping. When I decided I was then going to buy a car, I went to buy a used car. What did I do in those 4 years? I will go to meeting in banks and everything. What will I do? Charter a taxi. How much am I paying? It's per hour. The hours I'm using the taxi is what I pay for. When I'm not using it, if the car breaks down on the road, whose problem is it? I do not have a budget for mechanic, for driver and all of that. I have budget for ride per hour. I've sectionalized my cost to the last minute. When I will buy a car, I could afford a brand new car. I already told you I was already doing 150,000 turnover. But I could not buy it. Even though I could afford it in cash, I really could not afford it. Why could I not afford it? I was in a manufacturing business that required machinery. It was the time and the season when girls like me, this was a young girl, nobody was going to borrow me money. I was a young business. Nigerian banks were not serving my age group then. It was only multinational and big companies they were serving. So I knew that. So I could only grow in my business organically which meant I had to retain all my resources in my business. So when I was going to buy a car, I was not trying to impress anybody. I bought a used car. Shebi is to move from point A. What is a car? A tool. To move from point A to point B. That's all. A taxi did the same for me. Meanwhile, in those 4 years when I was doing that, I was buying machines. When I bought the used car, I used most of the money to also buy machines, in fact, I almost gave my father a heart attack. Because at a point, I was so distressed with the fact that I had opportunities I couldn't take because I didn't have the machineries to do it. And then one of my clients saw me one day, saw I was miserable. But the man liked me because he had 3 daughters. And he kept thinking, you're a girl, I like the way your dynamic energy, that I want my daughters to be like you. So I became his first child. So he saw me and said, why, you're not yourself today? I said, I'm miserable because, no matter how hard I work, I cannot achieve my targets because I don't have the right equipment. I have jobs I can't take. So the man said, follow me. I went to his office and he said to me, okay, how much do you need? I needed ₦1 million in 1993. The man said to me, is there a finance house that will stand for you? I said yes. Why did I say yes? Every time I needed to do a job that I couldn't afford, I went to a finance house to take a 30 days or 90 days money, used it for the project, returned their money, paid their very expensive interest, and did the job, took my profit. And I kept doing that, so I had a good track record with them. Your yesterday will speak in your tomorrow. Just remember that. So do the right thing always. So when that man asked me that, you see, your preparation will get in the way of your future if you're not prepared for it. I said yes. So I went to that finance house and said to them, I have this offer. The man wants to give you this 1 million as a deposit. You will issue him a BA, but you will give it to me. You will charge me the interest and capital every 90 days. I will return part of the capital and part of the interest to you. You will pay him his own interest on the money. And they had a management fee on it. I was desperate, so I took it. I set them up together. They sorted it out. I got the 1 million. I went around Nigeria, looked for factories that were closing down in furniture manufacturing. I bought their used machines, refurbished, took them into my factory, moved us to a bigger factory, and then I went after big jobs. Because now I had capacity to look for bigger jobs. As God will favor me, he helped me to get this major job. By the time I finished that job, it was 15 months on that loan. But it was the time that finance houses crashed in Nigeria. Interest rates were between 42% and 70%. Yes, I don't know if anybody remembers. Yes, it was that season. It was crazy. But every 90 days, I was paying and I was working like crazy. When I finished that job, when they paid me the balance, I went to them in the finance house. Please, how much do I need to pay off this money? Trust me, 15 months after, I still had 942,000 naira to pay. Yes, because of interest rates. I took all the money they paid me, went to them, paid off the loan, had no money but owned a factory with machines. I worked within that period to do it. Your discipline for today will support your wealth for tomorrow. And learning to understand delayed gratification is critical to wealth building. Don't try and impress anybody. Focus on your goals. So at that point, my peers that were coming out of university and youth corps like me, that went to work in the bank, they could get a Daewoo car, they got big fat salaries, but I was busy running around trying to build a factory. Well, the reality is, 25 years down the line, I joined the board of First Bank. 5 years after that, I became the chairman of First Bank. First female and only female at that point till today. But a lot of those my colleagues that I'm talking about, they're nowhere near where I got. So your journey is nobody else's journey. Focus on your own. Do the part that you can. They might run 10,000 miles. Everybody's speed is different. Just do your own. Don't try and impress anybody. In building wealth, be disciplined about your own journey. Yes, sir.
That is an opportunity for you to clap. I will pause for 1 minute and allow you to clap.
Clapping
For 1
my
minute
waist
and
time.
allow you 1 minute. Just 1
Clapping.
minute. Thank you, man.
Okay.
Wait, don't scroll yet. Before you go, please encourage my content by tapping the like button and subscribe. If this is the first time you are seeing one of my videos, please, you are welcome. I create practical content on business, money, wealth building, and financial literacy. If that is the kind of content you enjoy, please subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And if you have been watching my video for a while but haven't subscribed yet, this message is especially for you. Over 90% of people who watch my video are not yet subscribed. If my content has helped you in any way, please hit the subscribe button today. It costs you nothing, but it helps this channel to grow and reach more people. After you subscribe, please like at least one of my videos. Liking shows YouTube that you are genuinely interested in the content, making it more likely you will continue seeing my future videos in your feeds. Thank you so much for your support. I love you.